just told him I wouldn't show the private ones, and then I forgot to log out of it. Justin. Alright. On YouTube. Well, actually, no, let's just close it out. We'll close it out. We'll send it over my phone. We're going to surprise John with... Oh, son of a... Justin. Might be able to just go into John's room at this point. Join. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my Discord. Hold on, guys. I will get this live. I promise. As soon as I figure out where the hell I put my Discord. I may have had not enough sleep and too much coffee to do this today. This may be a bad decision. Alright. We are surprising John with a little start to rebuilding Harley. Okay, I need to go to private messages. Alright. It's getting a little tricky. Zoom. Okay. So, hold on. I think that's a 0. Stop messaging me. I'm blocking the keys. Whee! That was work. Really? You're gonna make me type that shit again? Oh yeah, I should turn the camera off on one to turn the camera on the other. Video capture device. There we go. I got in.
Recording in progress.
Awesome. Cool. Just started recording, just in case.
Alright. Virtual background is still loading. Don't use video. Let's try it again.
You back in space today?
I'm always in space, man. That's where I stay.
Always in space.
Have you heard... Do you know who Eniko is?
Nope.
She's a singer, and she sings some really cool songs, and one of them starts off, I'm high, I'm from outer space.
Sweet.
It's still not loading my virtual
Can't
background.
see you still, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to load my camera. I had the camera open in OBS, and so it's like, we don't like that you tried to run the camera twice. So, but everybody who's on our YouTube, oh yeah, I gotta go share this to YouTube, or share my YouTube link to the Discord.
Yeah, wow.
It's a last minute thing, so like let's
Why not?
do something wild.
Yeah, well, why not?
Right? Yoda.
Yeah.
Warning, there will be
Get
foul
ready to have my
language.
teeth out tomorrow.
I already had
Fair
mine
enough.
out there, so.
What are we building?
Hold on a second. Let me get the live shared.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Yeah, do that first.
Damn it. I can't. I gotta share. I'm gonna have to share the channel because the live just isn't wanting to give me a link yet because it's currently live. Oh, did I actually start streaming? Yes, okay.
Seriously?
Okay. Yeah. Dude, I was up all night coding and forgot to sleep, and now I gotta go pick up my kid in an hour and a half, so I don't have time for a nap.
Fair enough.
So we'll get it done.
So are you saying that we're live right now?
Yes, we are live right now. I don't know if anybody's watching because I don't have.
Yeah, I can see that we're actually live right now.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Do we have anybody viewing?
And you haven't told me what we're building yet either. So
Oh,
that's
well,
really
so
fascinating.
let me introduce you to Harley. This is Callforge. And I've already given it.
See anything?
Huh? Oh, okay, yeah. I guess you can't see anything because you're not on camera. That's going to make this a little tricky. We're going to build Callforge version 2.0. We're going to do 30 minutes of it, just kind of to tease everybody and say, YouTube.
You've actually got your stream up. So
You got my stream up so you can see if I switch over. I don't even need to screen share. Awesome. Actually, I wonder if screen share will work. Might give us better resolution. Because that's not to do with my camera.
There's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, so we do have a delay, and when it gets that way, it gets really bad. Like, I was 15 minutes after I shut down the stream, I saw myself stop talking. Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, but you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, this is Harley, and I've already screwed it up because I told it that what I was doing, and it built a bunch of duplicate files. So we're going to tell it to eliminate all duplicates that don't have the original code. So, how's our lag time? Did it fix a little bit?
Well, I can actually see in the Zoom meeting.
Okay. All right. So, we got Callforge. It's correcting all the duplicate files because there was just I tried to fix it and it did not work. Guys, if you're in the live, I don't know who is. We are live. I can't get the link. Well, I'd have to go to my YouTube to get the link. I am probably too tired for this to be a smart idea, but it's going to be good, entertaining fun. So, there we go.
Cool.
Share. Copy link. Go to Discord. There we go. All right.
What are we trying to do today?
We're going to start version 2.0. So, I told Windsurf what I want in version 2.0. I told it, this is Callforge. I need to set up local dev with all the environmental variables working fully. I need to implement an option to switch between voice models, between 11 Labs, VAPI, and OpenAI's real-time. And what was it? It was Vox that you said has a good...
Ultravox, I think.
Ultravox? So we could set it up for that too, because I want to just be able to switch between voice models so that you can see which one works the best. I want to be able to fully utilize my 11 Labs clones. I want Harley to sound like Harley again. Dialing through Twilio and add incoming dialing on the secondary Twilio number. Also want to update the UI with ShadCN because I love that thing. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Which is now coded as ShadCN at latest init because it never knows that. So I thought I'd teach it that early. Let's make documentation of all functionality and essential operations for easy rebuilds and potential open source release. What's the thoughts on that?
Well, it's quite a lot to ask it to do all in one go. Starts.
Right. But I like to give it instructions on the beginning of what I want the end outcome to be. And then we kind of go one through one.
Yeah, and it's going to produce documentation based on this with like architectural suggestions, and you can go through that and verify it, right?
It looks like there's some MDs. Well, maybe not. Hold on. I don't know. The package just got all screwed up. Yep, there's one right there. So it usually starts with this, and then it just adds stuff to it as we go.
Okay.
So what do I want to tell it? What do I want to? Where do I want to start? Other than maybe deleting the additional README.
I've no idea what you're trying to do, to be honest. So it's sort when you said remove the duplicates, it suggested you're trying to do a refactoring of the existing code base. Is that right, or are you trying to build something completely new?
No. So I'm trying to do take what we have here, and I guess refactoring would be the right way to phrase it. I want to add in functionalities that don't currently exist into the CallForge tool.
And so you want to be able to switch voice models, is that right?
That is one thing, yes. I want it to be able to switch between voice models to have options.
Why don't we get a document with all of the tasks you want to achieve?
Okay,
and
so
how we're going to determine whether
create a document of the goals of this refactoring to build CallForge 2.0.
Yeah, okay.
So it should remember.
What I would say.
Okay, so we've got, and again, it's got 2 readmes. So that was because just as we were talking and I told it to do something, it said, should I create a readme? And I said yes, but I already had one. But I wasn't in the directory for it to know that.
Okay.
I think I just need to stay here.
You may need to click the readme because it might have changed a different one. Like the one in the chat, I think.
Hold on. It's taking a second.
There's a link in the chat. When it says edited readme in the chat, that's a clickable link.
Oh, this? Oh, there we go. Okay, accept all changes. Okay. So, we got a project overview. CallForge 2.0 is a comprehensive voice and call management system that integrates multiple voice models and telephony service. This refactoring project aims to enhance the original CallForge with improved architecture, additional features, and better scalability. Voice model integration, call management system, da-da-da.
These are good goals. Okay. So we're going to start with voice model integration first.
Okay.
So you're going to want to break that down, and you're going to want to ask it where in the code now is the functionality to select the voice, where it integrates your voice model, and then ask it for suggestions on how to implement the factory pattern it suggested for that.
Let's start by finding where the voice model integration is and
implemented in the code base.
Implemented in the code base, and figure out how
Do you want to turn on the camera?
to. I just worry about the lag.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I might. You can see the screen though, right?
I can, yes, sir. No
Okay.
worries.
Can you see it in the YouTube feed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shut up. Nobody asked you. This cat is so damn loud. All right. Where was I? Let's start by finding where the voice model integration is implemented in the code base and figure out how to refactor to achieve the aim. All right. I'll help search for the current voice model implementations and analyze what needs to be refactored. It's searching. It's got to search several times. I wonder if it would help if I told it the current model uses real-time API. Or maybe it found that. Or maybe it created that.
Didn't catch what it said at the beginning.
Right, that's the problem for me. Looking at the code base, I see that we already have a good foundation for voice model integration, but there are some areas we can improve. Here's the current structure and suggested factoring. Current structure.
Okay.
And I guess areas for improvement. Synthesize speech, self-text, voice ID, needed voice quality settings, da-da-da. Class 11 Labs voice. Suggested refactoring. Let me create a new base class with these improvements. Error can't create. Let's edit. I've enhanced base voice model class with several improvements. Oh. Voice setting management. Stop.
Sure, so my suggestion would be to have it put this into a document, and then we're going to have to break this down into a first deliverable where we've got your call forge running, and then we're going to be able to see that we can now integrate other things, other voice models.
Should I have it do it in like a sub-document or a secondary document?
Yeah, different document. Yeah, just say have another document in the docs directory or wherever you're putting the documents explaining this, and then we want to come up with staged deliverables.
Alright.
Coming up with the most simple implementation is we can add a second provider.
If anybody is watching, this is probably going to be the most valuable 30 minutes of their life. And I am going to set a quick timer, because I actually have things I got to do.
Yeah, sure.
So just so I don't get lost in the code. Because it's really easy for me to get lost in doing this and not sleep all night like I did last night. And 2 nights ago. But I slept the night between.
Yeah, I've been catching up.
Right.
I'll be catching up the next few days. Got
All right.
a good excuse for that.
We've got, it is currently 1:43. So we're going to set this for 2. We'll set it for like 2:20. That gets us out in time for everything.
Wow, there's 7 people watching this.
I mean, that's not too bad. That's about average for my lives, really. I have 300 people register for the live, and then 7 people show up. All right, so. It created the document.
We were not prepared for this.
Right? That's how it's fun, though, when you go in just completely blind and like, let's figure it
Sure.
out. That's how I did my first radio show. And my next 30 or at least 40. Alright, how's the document looking that is saying? It created the core components, key features, provider integration, detail usage examples, best practices.
Sure. Click it.
And if we go there,
Okay.
he's going to
I'm
yell
not
at me.
familiar with the code base to say whether or not this is useful, but
What's that?
trust. I don't know. I'm not familiar with your code base to tell you whether or not this is useful. So
Okay. So,
looks okay. Well, actually, so this looks pretty detailed. If you can get it to plan out the next iteration and deliverable, ask it what's the most simple modification we can make that we can then test at the front end.
simple modification we can make and then test on the front. And we're doing that because it gives us a chance to see and make sure everything works currently.
It's becoming familiar with the context of your code right now through this exercise.
Gotcha. See, it's a master class in technology development or AI tool development.
Yeah, I suppose we're giving some little tips here and there, yeah. And applying ourselves to this task.
See, this is the funny thing, John. I know you're good at what you do because to you this is like, oh, this is like little stuff, and it's like, no, there's a lot of us that don't get any of this, any of it at all.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Sure.
like, I'm fully taking advantage of your willingness to collaborate so that I can learn a little bit better how to do this. All right, it's still creating documents. Like, it does, sometimes the time it takes to create multiple documents is long, and I've thought about, like, speeding it up in the video edits, but maybe we just need to have, like, banter between.
Well, it's actually making a test page for us, which is interesting. Because what I meant is that we actually would be able to test it through the existing Core Forge front end.
Okay. Should I let it finish and then say that, or should I interrupt it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, let it finish.
Okay. Because if we interrupt it, then other things that it should do, it won't do.
It might also be interesting to see what happens if we run the thing it's set up.
Make sure your Django server is
have...
running. Do I have a Django server?
Well, you would run that with Python.
Oh. Can I do Python in PowerShell?
Yes.
Okay. I just push the buttons at the same time, Justin. I hit one and missed the other. Benefits of a tremor disorder. Not really. The only benefit is that, my girlfriends stay happy when I'm shaking. All right. C Windows. Okay. CD space. C:\\. I wish I could, like, have multiple copy files like I do on my phone. So if I copy something, I can go to paste it and then paste through options of things I've done recently. Cascade projects. DIR. No? You didn't like that? Okay. DIR. There we go. Alright. Which one is this? Firebringer. I don't even see it in here. Can we rename it? Firebringer AI?
You might be able to just drag the folder from somewhere into that.
Okay, what folder am I wanting to drag in? The whole...
You might be able to actually just drag direct...
Oh. No, that just moved that down here.
I don't know how...
Oh, maybe it did. Okay. DIR. There we go. It opened a terminal with it in that folder.
Okay.
So, but I don't like the spacing issue here. So
Actually, I think actually it opened a duplicate pane, and just whenever you open the bottom pane, it does open a terminal in your project folder, just as standard functionality of doing stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
But it's cool. We're good.
So what am I gonna do to run Python run dev?
I mean, I would ask Cursor. I have no idea. Like.
No.
No. Python run dev. No. So we just make that up.
No, npm is run dev, so like.
Yeah, that's not it. What's the command for starting this test server?
I told you it would be fun. Cannot see.
I think that's interesting.
I'll have to
There's
start
obviously
the
a
Django.
process where
Okay. Oh, it's not even like I have to go all the way into that directory. Failed to run command path. Python manage.py run server. That's the one. Betcha. Okay.
Okay. Thing about
Just
that
stop
is
that.
you're going to have to kill that from your command line now, as far as I can tell. Oh,
Is
it's
it
died.
a task kill?
Don't worry about that for now. We'll
Okay.
worry about that later. So you can go in your browser to the website maybe and see if it's actually running.
Things in the way. Does not understand how much I need to move around my screen. Hey, maybe our next build should be an adaptive bar that like moves away from your mouse as you. Well, that might not be great. Doesn't run. So I've been conditioned now to open up the developer tab right here.
Good stuff. That's a good way to learn what's going on the webpage.
Network console, nothing. It did launch,
Yeah.
didn't it?
No, that's because it's not running. I think it probably crashed, like, those are the errors. So,
Okay, I'm gonna move this.
well, it seems to think that that's fine and it should be running, like as if it's just not an issue. Or at least the web server starts and tells us an error.
Sometimes it
we have
doesn't.
nothing.
Sometimes it does not pick up on the errors it made. So I will copy it and paste it in. This is probably
Okay.
how I go through so much credits.
Oh, interesting, okay.
Oh, it wants me to install
This
Twilio.
is going to be... We should have started a virtual environment, actually, which is a whole other subject.
I have no idea. I am figuring it out though. Like, I know now that I should do certain things in certain orders. And I also, like, I literally, the first programmatic website I built, I had duplicate files for 5 days, and that was what was causing everything to not work. And then as soon as I realized that and deleted them, everything worked. And then I added duplicate files over and over again, but now I'm like, if I see them pop up, I'm like, oh, I got duplicates. I got to get rid of those, or nothing is going to work. One day I'll figure out how to not have the duplicates. We have to install Django. We didn't have a Django thing.
No.
There's a lot of installation that occurs in this process.
I'm wondering actually if your developer has set up a virtual environment or also a requirements.txt maybe within your project.
I know that we had we had a development server on Vercel, and then our new front end girl suggested moving it because she's also a cybersecurity person, and she noticed that we had vulnerabilities that you later exploited to warn me and maybe teach me a little bit of a lesson.
Setting your username to Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, there are worse things I've been called. Bugs Bunny was a confident dude. He was cool as could be.
Yeah, it's just a demonstration.
I know.
You need to secure your API endpoints.
Yeah, I get that. We've actually had our API leaked twice during development. So both times are right after we fired freelancers.
We will definitely be teaching you how to do that in our course.
Right. Python manage my migrate because it got errors, but this time it seems to have noticed the errors. Dude, why you gotta be so loud? He's old and he's crotchety and he hurts. I'm getting there. Okay, we have more errors. So it's doing an edit to make voice.py file to make it work without Twilio for our test.
Yeah, this is more than I would generally allow it to do, but
Well, I mean, that's
where we're running something so we can test it. So let's just go ahead.
right. So it says to run server again. Are we going to get an error if we do? What's the likelihood? Should we do something else before we try and run the server again?
And go ahead and try and run it. We'll get an error, no worries, we'll fix it.
Okay. I'm going to get into the right freaking thing, though. Oh, and do it in here because it's easier to kill it in here. And this was in back end Call also get terminal, like actual error stuff in here a little better sometimes. No issues. And then an issue, maybe? It's a lot of print output for no issues.
That's definitely an issue.
It's a lot of
Getting
output.
trace backs. That's a those are error full stats.
Okay. So usually what I do from here, when I get one of these, is... Why is it telling me the directory wrong? Oh, because that's where I was. Yeah, I come back to where I last put the command in, and I will take the whole error, because you're not charged per, like, amount you feed it, you're charged per an amount of times you feed it.
Fair enough. I
So,
personally would be interested to read that.
I mean, we can scroll through it here. It's a lot to me. System check identified no issues, 0 silenced. Exception in thread Django main thread, traceback most recent call last. Bunch of code chunks, directories and file locations.
Yeah, I would definitely actually ask them what's going on with these.
Okay, so that
Yeah,
is
code
where we come over here to our chat GPT, and I think this actually calls for using the... Oh, it's not there. Where'd it go? Where's the canvas?
Just looking more? Oh, really? Interesting. Or maybe it's just built into 4.0 now? It might just be built in.
Okay, let's... I mean, I do quite a... Oh, well, maybe I've got
If you tell it to use a canvas, there might actually even be a... I think they demonstrated an icon where you can just turn the whole...
Well, oh, tools, right here. Tools, okay. Yeah, they had changed it. I remember clicking that thing and not knowing what it was, and then going, "Oh,
there
it's
we
a
go,
tool
canvas.
search." Canvas.
Sweet.
Okay, canvas, and it looks like it's just some sort of @ command almost.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome. And it can run Python.
error.
Which-
Here.
See how it goes.
Right. How much can we make this stupid proof to code? Oh, my. That's an interesting pop-up.
Okay, right, yeah, that's you haven't got your database server running, essentially, is where that's happening.
Okay.
So there is somewhere that was meant to be a database. Apparently, you have a local Postgres installation rather than using something like Supabase. So
Yeah, I have Supabase for
You
some
know
of
it?
my other projects.
yeah,
But I'm sure that we have one that we
so you're going
my
to need to
dev
run the
works on.
database so that you can start your main application.
Okay. So what do I tell it? Or do I need to do a task?
So you don't need to. Well, yeah, you need to start your Postgres server. Do you have anything local running? Like a test server?
So I'm assuming
Just
there's a
in case?
prompt I can give it to find out.
Well, no. I mean, you would need to know whether you're running a database server locally. It's like a different application you have to start up.
Well, so when we
Mm,
were originally building this app, we would run it locally. We had it set up locally to run on my computer, but that was an entirely different version of the app. So I don't know, like, if there's one
have
there.
it?
So I'm going
Do
to
you have a
reject
test
this.
environment or database schema or anything you can set up from scratch? Maybe ask it if there's a database initialization script within there that we can use to set up a test database server.
Initialization script. We can use to set up a test server. Suddenly got less fun. But we're only halfway through, so...
Welcome to the reality of dev. Most of it's debugging.
Right, I figured that out when it was the first 2 months of me checking in every day, like, are we close to working? Are we close to working? Because we got close, and then we stayed close for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was so clueless. I asked my CTO, like, how can we get a timeline? Can we get an estimate? And he's like, well, really, it's binary. It's going to not work and not work and not work. And then it's going to work. And there's no way of predicting the transition period. It's not a transition. It's on off. So I was like, that makes total sense.
That's why you want to try and get the simplest possible case so you do have something to test as early as possible.
Right.
But even then, you have to connect up some stuff to get that first case going.
Right. So this is going to be our master build in this little boot camp thing we're going to do, is actually build out Firebringer Call Forge.
I think we should build it from scratch, though.
I'm cool with that. Like, you the expert on how to build these things. I just know how to talk to the AI and to talk to people and to talk to animals and trees occasionally. But that's usually after too hard a party on New Year's, but still. All right, let's create a simple initialization script that will set up a basic SQL. Create necessary table. I had to make it fun again. Come on. Okay. So I oftentimes, again, this is probably why I go through so many credits, but I will take the thing it tells us we should do and put it right in here.
Yeah, hold on. So let's just have a look at the outline of the project and see if we can find any kind of sign as a database initialization script there. So there might be something called.
First, let's check what models we have that need to be initialized, is what it says to do. Is that what are you and it telling me to do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
It said, let's try a simpler approach. First, let's check what models we have that need to be initialized.
Okay, hang on, it's got an idea. So it's thinking maybe we can do it in memory, perhaps.
For our voice test, we can create a simpler initialization script that focuses just on setting up the database and creating a test user. Let's create a new script. Init test database. Now you can initialize the test database by running this. This will set up a SQLite database, run all necessary migrations, and create a test admin.
We're just going to use SQLite. Yeah, so the issue with this is that the SQLite databases, there's no reason to believe it will be using the same schema as your actual database. So there's no reason to believe then that the code it's writing will work rather in the production system. But, let's see what happens.
Well, I know we were using Postgres, but I don't know how much value that information has. So.
Well, it means that we should probably start a Postgres server at some point. But you can.
And again, I did set up a personal Supabase account. So I'm gonna. Oh well, I gotta kill the server first. Control C.
SQLite is offensive text file.
Oh really?
Oh, Brian is watching. Oh good.
Hi Brian. So it looks like if it wants to run a SQLite, is it not going to test the voice then? It seems like it's more.
We're just trying to get the web server running now, and the web server needs a database to connect to. So you need to temporarily.
You have 28 unapplied migrations.
Wow. So it seems like you have an ORM running, so an object relation manager, which maps database stuff, database tables and such into objects you can access in JavaScript, which suggests there should be something. If you would just open the project outline over in the main, like on the left column, so we can see the project, we might get some clues.
Okay, so maybe project outline is this.
This is the little one. Okay, right, yeah. So what you need to do actually is you need to drag the Firebringer thing back to the left column. That's it. Yeah, that's the file explorer. Okay, perfect. So is there any DB app in there? So DB directory in there? Or anything
with
like
an
that?
outline?
The app directory? No, close the outline. You don't need that.
Oh, within here.
Absolutely.
So we're looking for DB within here. A DB file.
Something like that.
Okay. So can we search within?
Yeah, you can do the little So over from the far left, below the files, which have the Explorer, there's a little magnifying glass up at the top, more at the top near file.
I see it.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Right,
.db.
so you can search the nodes. Oh, hang on. From Django.db, what's that referring to? So try just db. Wait,
DB
or
name.
Postgres. Type Postgres.
Postgres SQL for database. README. Do you want that?
Base.py. Click on base.py a little further down.
Is it green?
Nope. There we go. No, you just went. You were over it. Just keep going down a little bit lower. And then it goes from Django.db. There we go. That's the one.
Okay. Features from Django.
No, so the
Schema.py.
base.py. Can you just open the file?
Which one?
Base.py. Yeah. Just click on it. Something. Click on anything so the file opens.
Okay, gotcha.
Sweet. So there we go. Okay, right. Okay, look, just tell it to figure out where the database is initialized. Point it at this file so that it has a clue to trace through. Import, hang on, DB backends. Right, Django. It's imported from Django. Don't worry about that. From adapter. Dot adapter. So that's in the same file. Okay, so where is base is in
all your base are belong to us.
my VM site packages. So this is actually a package that we've searched. Okay, so because your git ignore is not excluding your packages, obviously, right? Okay,
I have no idea what you're talking about, brother.
Yeah, and also the reason why it's probably really confused, this whole project, is because it's searching directories that have the dependencies that you've installed rather than just your code base. So what we'd probably want to do is create a windsurf ignore, I believe is the syntax, or maybe just another git ignore. And you're going to want to put in, you want to ignore VM stuff. So
create
go back to your Go back to your file explorer.
Where did it go?
This the one. It's the icon above the search.
Oh well, I got a thing blocking my path there. It's just a black dot to me. There we go. Okay.
Okay. All right. So if you go near the top of that section, there's a little minus sign on the left. So way to the top of it, where it says Firebringer. And then on the far right, there's a little minus, double minus. Click that.
This?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's everything. Right. So now open the back end. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So right-click back end. Click new file. Type .git ignore. Perfect. No, just, yep. And type my VM /.
Anything else?
No. So my capital V lowercase env /. Save that. Well, it's not grade the file.
I think I had autosave on.
So have it just write some boilerplate for you. So we explain to Cascade we need to extend that git ignore. You refer to that specific file so it doesn't get the wrong one. So type @.git and make sure you pick. Sorry, it's going to have to be .git ignore rather than git ignore. So it finds the right one.
Oh, there's messy error.
I'll do that one for.
I've caught that a couple of times. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Extend dot at dot get ignore.
Yeah. So
But-
what's in that?
So
Well, it doesn't seem to get in there.
well, that's why we have the copy path thing. So we can
Okay.
see it.
Well,
Extend.
you just change the name from .getignore to ignore and tell it that we're going to rename this or create. Or you can instruct to create a dot. No, I can't do that. Never mind.
I can copy path and tell it to.
No, you can just. We're going to have to get it to modify a file we can actually access, or you can just actually tell it to write a getignore in this that we can copy from and paste into it. But make it for a Python project. So we tell it we need a getignore file for a Python project, ignoring virtual environments and etc. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, so you can just copy that into the getignore and we're good.
We need this in a new
Perfect.
virtual get ignore.
No, it's fine. Look, you've got the file you need to save it to open actually.
Oh, okay. Stop. Okay, so this right here,
Yep,
that.
that's the one. Yep.
Okay, and it should still start with the my VNV.
You can remove that one. It's actually, we've already got that in the virtual environment section. Perfect. Okay. Yep.
All right. So what's next? Okay, what next?
So now it's not gonna be using as much context when it searches through stuff.
Okay, so now search for DB.
Actually, or front end. Can you expand the front end directory? Actually, is on the left in the file explorer. The front end directory.
I got it there.
Okay, I think that's fine. Actually, don't worry about that. Okay, it probably hasn't been run before. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, we're still trying to run our backend. So,
So what do we do? Obi-Wan.
well, okay, wait, those, you just need to start a Postgres server. So if you ask it, actually, maybe asking ChatGPT how to run the Postgres server would be a good idea. Yeah,
Okay.
going through it.
How to run a Postgres server locally?
Yes.
Because it might not
So it'll probably
understand
just tell you to download the package from postgres.org, install that.
The error indicates
Yeah.
Django is unable
My
to progress.
PG admin.
Connect to.
And then have a service running.
Okay. So this is going to write me a bunch of code that I can then copy and
Yeah, there
paste,
you
isn't
go.
it?
Nope, you're going to have to actually do this. You're going to have to go to postgres.org, download, get the latest package, install it, and then you get the PG admin tools. Literally what I said. So,
Well, why aren't you working for me here?
yes, they can't do this through the it's where maybe stuff like bolt.news probably. I don't know if you can do this actually. You should be able to connect from Firebase manually, so
PostgreSQL.org download. PostgreSQL.org.
I've also got this lagged version distracting you. So.
Right. Hopefully the lag catches up soon because we're about to wrap up. This alarm should
Yeah.
go off any minute. Was it as painful as you thought it was going to be, or more so?
That's fine. But I mean,
What the hell?
no.
That's scary. I don't like that. Why did it take me to a site that's not the right site? Or
Did you go to postgres.org?
Postgres SQL. Oh, I put two S's.
That's your other.
Postgres QL would be
Yeah.
the easier way to say that for me. Okay.
Sure. Well, the thing is that SQL is actually the programming language.
I know server query language.
Mm.
I know a little bit, but so I said Postgres SQL is what I thought, because I can't remember things like which letters
That's
appear.
actually how I say it. That's probably not right.
.org/download. That's less scary. I like that better. All right, Windows clearly.
Windows. And you'll want to get the stable version rather than the latest version. So LTE. What is this? What is this?
Which one? This one? Or
download the installer is linked. Just click there at the top. Okay, to red links.
this?
No. So
See,
the
I
red
can't.
link that says download the installer.
Oh,
Yeah.
it didn't look red on my. It looked very dark red. It looked a little bit more like the black letters right next to it. It did not stand out enough. I'm used to blue links. All right. I want Windows not
Yeah, there you go.
supported. I
Windows
want this one.
x86. Let's just get the top one. Just get the top one,
Hey,
okay.
there
Grab
we go.
the top one. What? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I grabbed the top one that didn't have a not supported line.
Sweet.
Nobody even told me that. I figured that one out on my own. Yay. Now, it's downloaded. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Download during installation of the username and password you set up. Use the page
It's
admin
actually
tool.
put debugging is being a detective in a crime movie where you're also a murderer. That's a good one.
Who said that?
Brian.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that. I'm stealing that, Brian. All right. So, it has given me. Now let's move this freaking thing out of the way again. It has been downloaded.
Yeah, so it's activating the virtual environment now, which is going to mean that you're going to need to install all of the packages that you installed before again, probably.
Well, and that should take us right up to the beep, so that'll be our stopping point as I start this installation. And then I know you got somewhere to leave, be 10 minutes, and I got
10 minutes, yes.
I got a kiddo to go pick up here shortly too. So thanks for those that joined us. I'm going to go ahead and start this running so it's ready for us when we actually go back to this project. But we're going to be doing a live boot camp. Were we looking at 2 weeks? 4 weeks. We're looking at 4 weeks of.
And build it as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, but there's the build thing. The build is supposed to happen in a day. We were supposed to build some other things too. Remember? We'll have to look at our content strategy again.
That in a day, the app will put in in a day, like the.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
All right. Well, we'll set that up and